My university internship is basically one where I was being an animator and we were working on an animated pilot episode to then pitch. Then this would be pitched, and then if they picked it up and got funding, then it would have gotten made into a series for kids. So they used a whole bunch of interns to do this, and there was an intern manager who was also an intern themselves, but that intern then would manage the rest of the interns. So I was not the intern manager, I was one of the interns. So one day, I had already finished my assigned work, so we were given shots to work on that we had to animate. I had already in advance finished all my assigned shots, and I was just sitting there watching a video on YouTube. And my boss, who was standing behind me, and I didn't know this, so loudly asked me in front of everybody, asked me like, "Hey Wei Chun, so do you have no more work left to do? So maybe, if you want to watch this kind of videos, you should do this in your own time." I was really taken aback because I already finished my work. So I work faster than everybody else, I give you efficiency, and you are now calling me out in front of everybody without first asking if it was the case that I had finished my work. You were instantly calling my professionalism into question. So I was a bit rude back. I said, "Yeah, I finished already. Is there a problem?" So I did that, and he's like, no. And he walked away. And what swung it even more, what made me even more pissed off, was the fact that I was talking about this intern manager, right? So I'm not gonna say she, he, whatever. So this is one person I'm referring to, but I'm gonna use a gender neutral pronoun here to keep anonymity. So they would work with two big monitors, one monitor for work and one is YouTube videos playing constantly, or they might be watching anime or something, just constantly the whole day like that. So I just felt double standard, like why am I getting scolded for this when they get to watch YouTube videos the whole day and you say nothing? Is it because they are the intern manager? I went home, I told my mom was just asking me to calm down because I was so angry, and she's saying, "Just calm down, you are learning a very important lesson here. You might not know what that lesson is, but you will be thankful at this moment next time." And she was right. Here's what the lessons are that I learned. So, number one, I think this is more of a general rant more than a lesson, but I think company 9 to 5, the 9 to 5 thing just sucks and need to be completely rethink. I think when I say 9 to 5, I mean the idea that I have to, because in my contract it says 9 to 5, I have to go in and serve these hours full stop, and that really, I think, is just so stupid. The number one thing I hate about 9 to 5 is the fact that even if I get my work done fast, I still need to sit physically in the office because the hours say 9 to 5. That me physically manifesting in the office during those hours means that I'm being productive, which is rarely the case because I can work a lot faster from home sometimes, and I might get my work done faster if you allow me to leave earlier when I finish my work. So I think what 9 to 5 basically has caused, right, is just this entire generation of workforce that is just extremely good at not just working within hours 9 to 5, but dragging the work out. So if I know that I can start something in the morning and finish it at 2 p.m, right, I will purposely drag it out so I finish it at 5 or 5:30 so I can leave at 6. And I've gotten very good at that over the years, and I think it's a bad thing because you are detracting from value. This is inefficiency. We can be better than this. On the other hand, I understand why this is necessary. I think it's more of like a legacy thing from, industrial period factory workers where you have to punch in, punch out, because productivity is actually equals to the number of hours that you spend on the factory floor, because the conveyor belt just moves at a certain speed. So if we have 10 people on the floor, it just means this output of productivity. That's fine. But then times have changed now and work is different. Nowadays I think work is a lot more deliverable based, a lot more results based. That's also the thing from the boss's point of view, where I'm paying you a salary, so I want to make sure that I get my bang for my buck. So I want to see you there because this is one of the few ways that I can, register that my money is going into you working. But that is just an inefficiency in the sense that then the way that the bosses are perceiving value is just wrong. They need to get better at being able to detect whether a employee is providing value or not. And I think the real swinger for me when it came to this, the thing that really made me go like what the fuck was, I saw this post being shared around on social media, something like how, oh, did you know that if you took a 20-minute toilet break every day, you would have spent, and I forgot what the exact number, like 40 days a year, doing nothing, or not working during work hours. And I felt good about that. Like, wow, that's like such a cool little office corporate hack. Like, if I just every day I go for a 20-minute toilet break and I sit in the toilet cubicle and I just scroll my phone, I can spend 20 minutes a day not working. How awesome is that? And then immediately the flip side hit me like, wow, how sad is my life and how sad is my corporate situation, right? That an idea of respite and an idea of like relief is that I rather spend 20 minutes a day sitting in a dank, dark, maybe smelly, hearing other people pooping in the next cubicle, and I'm just sitting there scrolling my phone, and that is my idea of heaven in a workplace. How shitty is this place that is a respite? Like how sad is that? So yeah, I think this 9 to 5 thing is just stupid. Like, companies need to rethink it, and I'm glad that, one silver lining of this COVID thing where we all stay from home is that we are all re-examining, what it means to be 9 to 5, whether we need 9 to 5 in the way that we have. And my guess is that we don't. It has to change, and it will change. So going back to the intern thing, like, he made me sit there, and just because from 4 to 6 I was watching a YouTube video, but I already done my work. Just let me go home then. How about that? Let me go home. But cannot, because I'm paying you money. I feel like I gotta see. So then what would I do next time? And what I did end up doing was I just pretend to work then. I just alternate tab, pretend to draw here and there, or draw a little bit slower. And I'm just wasting my time there. I hate that. I feel like I'm wasting my life when I do that kind of thing. Lesson number 2 is that other people may not and often don't care about the standards that you hold dear. I've always thought that good work, done fast preferably, was the whole point of everything and should be the order of the universe. I really thought that. It's kind of like that saying that, if you work hard, success will inevitably come. That hard work is a guarantor of success, which, I've just found out is completely wrong. There are so many people that work their asses off and they get nothing from it. Hard work can help you achieve success, but it is far from a guarantor of it. So going back to this thing, in this internship thing, I thought that just because I was handing in great work at great speed, that I should be respected for that. My boss should respect me and value me for that. But I was so small-minded and so narrow-minded that I didn't consider the fact that this dude had a lot more to worry about. That, I used to give him problems when we had one-on-one meetings. I would tell him that, if we looked at the 20 seconds that we did this week, the way this rabbit was moving was not very lively. The children, if you want to think about how the kids would perceive it, we need to push for higher quality, spend more time. And this guy is just trying to rush a deadline. He doesn't want to hear this stuff, especially not from an intern that he has no stake in, he has no reason to trust, because I was just there for a few months, right? So I actually probably made his life really difficult, in my stringence for the standard that I held so dear. Because I thought I was an animator, he's not an animator, I know better than you, I know better than him, because how dare you push back against the standard of quality for my craft, which is animation. But how cocky was I to say that, actually? So in a way I provided efficiency and quality, but I was doing it at a place that didn't need that from me. He wanted the shots out faster, he was working against the deadline, he didn't have us interns forever, he only had us for 1 semester, so he was up against it, and I was just too narrow-minded to see it. As a boss now, I completely understand. I'm running my own SME and I can completely see his point of view. But I also think he could have handled it better as a leader. If I had somebody working like that with me, I would say, take him aside and go, look, you are very passionate about it. I respect that tremendously and I want to know how we can use this. So maybe I put you on some of the best shots in the scene and you can take a longer time. But the money shots, the one that we really need, I'll put you on it. How about that? And then you try working with that. And then I will also tell this person about, okay, you have to see from my point of view. I got this deadline that it's very hard for me. I don't want to go out of business. I got this deadline. I only got you all for 6 months, things like that. But he didn't bother to do that with me. But I was also an intern lah. Like, why you want to put so much effort into mentoring an intern? It was something that I think potentially he could have gained from, but he was completely not obligated to do. So I think it's fair also what he did. you know. It just goes to show, you know, that there is a lot of other aspects that you can contribute to work that is not just quality. That quality is one small aspect of it, depending on your company. Some companies run as like boutique premium deliverers of service or products, and then they would value quality more. Then you have to join that kind of company, you know. Otherwise, you have to reassess your contribution to the company that you're in, because there are so many ways to provide value. It's not just quality. It's also things like how good you are at talking to people, initiating conversation, how friendly you are, how good you are at selling, how assertive you are, whether you can negotiate well, whether you know how to take initiative, whether you can curry favor, you know, whether you know how to take risk. There's so many things that determine success and contribution that just me asserting quality just because that was my mood at the time was completely misfounded and just stupid. So number 3, the last lesson, and perhaps the most important one, and the one that I struggled the most in learning: play politics. If anything, play defensively. So if we look at my play, right, as a sort of a warfare kind of analogy, I think was a great soldier. I was great on the ground. I would get things done. I'm not afraid to get down and dirty and really trudge through and crunch and put in the difficult work to deliver great results. But we also have to understand that great soldiers alone don't win wars. You need politicians, you need commanders, you need strategists that can play the game, can negotiate with other forces along not just the lines of warfare, but diplomacy as well. So I mean, I talk about double standards, and I think about this event a lot. Until recently, I've always hated politicians. Not politicians as in people who actually make policies. That I don't mean them. I mean people who politic as their main strategy in the workplace. I don't respect them. I see them as backstabbers. I see it as they have nothing to contribute in terms of technical, but they really do have a place. And a lot of people actually use that ability to politic for good as well. So I've since learned that it's a skill in itself, and that we have to take it seriously, and that we must learn their ways. If anything, we must learn it to protect ourselves as workhorses, as warriors, as soldiers. So if you think about like Game of Thrones situation, that's a great analogy, that Game of Thrones. Ned Stark is a soldier. He is righteous, he gets things done, he is good on the battlefield, he knows how to, on a very immediate level, keep his people happy and meet their needs. But there are macro things above Ned Stark that he didn't see and that he didn't know how to leverage and negotiate with. So if you think about politicers, the classic politiker in the Game of Thrones scenario is Littlefinger. Just a scheming dude, selfish, out for himself. But there are also more societally beneficial and altruistic politicers. We see it a little bit with Varys, for example, who was also, him and Littlefinger will go back and forth, you know, and it was always a very interesting dynamic. And if you pay attention at the workplace, in a lot of corporate environments, you can see that happening. So I have gone from somebody who just keeps my head down and does as good a work as I can to really nowadays looking up a little bit more and looking around the office, looking at emails, how people are writing to one another, trying to discern the little things that are going on behind. Not only is it very interesting, you learn a lot of things about it, and you can also protect yourself sometimes, and you can see where power forces are shifting, and you can determine what other people emphasize. So I might see, for example, that this person is really after a promotion. So if I want to get this person to help me push for my thing, I just need to frame my thing in a way that this might help him or her look good enough to get a promotion. So to know what buttons to press, it is extremely helpful, because I learned that just being a pure warrior, just being a pure soldier is not enough, and you can't really get success with that play unless you're either very lucky or you are so damn good at your craft that you are the top 0.01%. Otherwise, right, there's really no guarantee of success in you just putting all your skill points into being a soldier. I mean, even the top 0.01% of whatever it is out in the world, like I'm an artist and an animator, and I see the top 0.01% that I look up to, even they have a certain amount of finesse and ability to politic, to be able to network, to be able to do other things than just be good at drawing or painting or animating. So actually, just even being a pure super stubborn, super quality person is not really very efficient in terms of getting success. It's not fair. I don't like it as a natural warrior. I wish the world was just fair like that hard work and good quality stuff just means success. Unfortunately, it's not like that. It's not that life isn't fair. Life is usually extremely fair. I was just not considering that there are a lot more aspects to life than just providing high quality the way I saw it. So looking back, my mom was telling me to be thankful for the lesson, and at the time she told me I just couldn't do it because I was so angry. But now I really see it. I see all these lessons, and ultimately I'm grateful that I had the chance to do this and learn this stuff while I was still an intern. So actually it was a great internship. I didn't get a great grade for it, but I learned so many lessons, and I think about it all the time nowadays, So let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next video, remember to breathe through your nose.